I was just about to tell y'all that the judge and the defense have been meeting recently in the Young Thug YSL RICO trial, and the trial was looking like it was about to end in a mistrial. Yeah, scratch that. Welcome back to BrainFLoTv / HOTTOPIXXTV. If you've never been here before, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time a new video goes up on BrainFLoTv / HOTTOPIXXTV. You already know if the topic is hot, we're on it. Check it. I was just about to tell y'all in a new video that the judge and the defense were meeting to talk about how to draw this trial down to an end. And then suddenly, boom, a co-defendant in the racketeering and gun conspiracy case against Atlanta rapper Young Thug turned around and accepted a plea deal on Tuesday after days of speculation over whether Georgia's longest-running criminal trial may end in a mistrial. Today that I'm doing this recording is Tuesday. He just accepted that plea deal today. Let's get into the details of this. One of them, Nichols is his last name. Quamarvius Nichols. He changed his plea to guilty for conspiracy to this don't look good. Check it. When everybody on your side starts dipping out, some of them held on. Quamarvius was riding out with Young Thug. He was doing better than all the others. Gunna and the rest of them, they took their plea deal a long time ago. And Gunna been out here touring and making money and enjoying life and living in luxury. And so did many others. So Quamarvius was one of them that said, I'm going to ride till the wheels fall off. I'm 10 toes down in this. Until the last minute. Quamarvius Nichols is 29 years old. Changed his plea deal last minute for conspiracy to violate Georgia's racketeering influenced and corrupt organization, or the RICO statute. In exchange, because I know you want to know, what the hell he got for that? Why would he switch up at the last minute? In exchange, Fulton County prosecutors agreed to dismiss all other charges against him, including for murder, participation in gang activity, and illegal firearm possession. You know what? They making this shit hard as hell, boy, to not take a plea deal. At this point, I'm saying if there's a plea deal on the table for Thuggy, you better take that too. Because everybody done jumped ship on him. I think it's probably him and like 3 other people who are still standing strong. And you know, when this first happened, there was like 2 dozen of them who were brought up in this RICO thing. So, I'm going to say it again. In exchange for Quamarvius Nichols pleading guilty for conspiracy to violate Georgia's racketeer influenced and corrupt organizations, or RICO statute, in exchange for his guilty plea to that, the Fulton County prosecutors agreed to dismiss all other charges against them. And these are the other charges. First of all, if you have murder on the table, you want to get that off the table as quickly as possible, which is what he did. Murder off the table, participating in gang activity off the table, illegal possession of firearms off the table. The Superior Court judge, Judge Paige Whitaker, she accepted that plea deal and a negotiated sentence of 20 years in prison, but noted that he would only have to serve 7 with probation, including credit for time served. So so they got you with 20 years, right? But the judge said he will only have to serve 7, including with probation. And this also includes 20 years served. So that means 7 with probation. He already been locked up going on 3 years. he's going to be out in less than a year. And the rest of the time he was supposed to be doing on probation, he'll be off probation in another 3-4 years. And this will all be behind him. I don't know. I know a lot of people who try to be hard and so gangster and I would never snitch. A lot of them are going to stay on the outside looking in and think he did a bad thing. But when you're looking at a murder charge, when you're looking at a convicted felon with a possession of a firearm, well, I don't even know how they put that in a deal that he got that off the table. Participating in gang activity and illegal possession of a firearm. When you get those off the table and you still get hit with 20, that kind of gives you a good idea of how many years he was really looking at had he not copped that plea deal. And he could get off that, including credit for time served. So 7, they're about to slash 3 off that, and then early release, probation, he'll be off that in no time. Now, stay out of all kinds of trouble is what Judge Whitaker advised Nichols, who is just now about to turn 30 years old. She said, make this a birthday present to yourself, to your wife, and to your family. Stay out of all kinds of troubles. The next time I see you in here, I'm roasting you. Meanwhile, the trial is expected to resume for Young Thug, the Grammy-winning rapper whose real name is Jeffrey Lamar Williams, and he now stands for 10 toes down with 4 others. So he had 5 riding with him to the end. 1 just copped out on a plea deal, left 4. The latest twist comes after Whitaker said last week that she would consider a motion for a mistrial following a prosecutorial misstep involving Nichols. Now, I know this is a big gamble right here, because if Young Thug and the other 4 who now remain start to continue to fight, and then this ends in a mistrial and they get to walk out of there scot-free, then dude who took the dude who just took the deal, he'll be in prison doing time. And yeah, it won't be long. He'll got a couple more years to go, but still. If you ask anybody, would you rather do 4 more years or would you want to go home today? Everybody would say, I want to go home today. Now, during testimony a week ago from state witness Wooney Lee, a rapper known as Slime Life Shawty, prosecutors had him review social media posts in front of the jury. But Slime Life Shawty inadvertently given an unredacted version of a post that referenced the hashtag #FreeQuah, which may apply to Nichols. The post was redacted for the jury. You know you got to be on point with everything in the courtroom, right? But by naming Qua, prosecutors allowed the jury to presume that the co-defendants are incarcerated, a detail that is not supposed to be shared because it's considered prejudicial. So based on that right there, they're calling for another mistrial. That is why they had a meeting. Now, we're not going to be able to unring this bell, Your Honor, said Nicole Westmoreland, a lawyer for Nichols. And Nicole Westmoreland, the attorney, started asking for a mistrial. The jury already heard it. The jury was not supposed to hear it. We already agreed it would be redacted, which means it would be cut out so the jury could not hear it. And y'all went up there and had them hear it anyways. A reason for why Fulton County prosecutors agreed to a plea deal with Nichols? Now, more than 2 years since the initial incident was announced against him and the other co-defendants, the reason why they agreed to the plea deal now was not discussed in court today. Young Thug and the others, they've been jailed since 2022 on charges of conspiracy and criminal street gang activities and additional firearm charges and additional drug-related charges. The indictment accuses Young Thug, who is 32 years old, of leading a street gang, YSL, Young Slime Life, or YSL, with memberships committing illegal and violent acts, including murder, armed robbery, drug dealing, and carjacking, amongst 27 other co-defendants were also initially named, and unusually high number for a case. The trial began with jury selection in January of 2023, but it dragged on through multiple delays and change of multiple judges. Opening statement finally began on November after several defendants had already taken plea deals, while others chose to be tried separately from Young Thug. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis had presented the case against Young Thug and his associates, accused of being affiliated with the National Bloods gang, as a way to combat the unrelenting violence in their South Atlanta neighborhood. The defendant have denied they are part of a street gang, because Young Thug has always said, "We are a organization that conducts business doing music and entertainment. This is a record label, and the guys that are signed to this are artists. We are not a gang, and these are not gang members." However, when you have people like, what's his name, who took his deal, one of the first deals given, Gunna, and Gunna got out. But we still don't forget that Gunna actually sat there and said, when they asked him, "Is YSL a gang?" Gunna said, "Yes, ma'am." They asked him, "Is it true that you have knowledge of members of this gang committing crimes in furtherance of this gang?" He said, "Yes, ma'am." And they gave Gunna his little deal, and he was out of there that within a couple of hours of saying those "yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'ams." So the defendants have denied that they are a part of a gang. So now we have 4 others, and Thugger makes 5, that are still denying that YSL is a gang, still saying they are not tied to the Blood gang, still saying that YSL does not mean anything other than that it means, and still saying that it's truly humbled under God, and all these other things. Hopefully it flies. The courts, prosecutors, meanwhile, are also involved in a separate case that has similarly stalled against former President Donald Trump on state racketeering charges that are related to the 2020 election. The same court. Remember, Donald Trump said if he won, he would free Young Thug and he would throw away that case. Now, I don't know about all that. I just know if Trump was to do all that, that was all a political move just to get back into power. Hell, he might end up doing it if things go that way, just like he did for Kodak Black. But that's just him putting his pawns in places, like, "You owe me, nigga," kind of thing. Right? Right. With that said, this is where the case is now. It's been a crazy update to the case. They did not expect Quamarvius Nichols to take a plea deal. But like I said before, what Quamarvius Nichols had on the table before him, including murder, that's the best thing he did. Because although he was hit with 20 years, the judge said he only has to serve 7, and that is including with probation and including time served. He already been in there almost 3 years. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me if you think that Young Thug is going to end up being convicted, or do you think that this case is still going to end in a mistrial and Young Thug is going to walk? He's going to beat this case. What are your thoughts on the YSL RICO trial? I'll catch you in the comment section. I'll try to go back and forth with some people and answer as many comments as I can. Something I like to do. and I'll catch you on the next video. Hit that subscribe button. Click the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time a new video goes up on BrainFLoTv / HOTTOPIXXTV. I'm out. Peace.